Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new, my name is Christina Gisele, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of the things that I did in my trying to conceive journey after loss. I shared a part 1 to this video, which is telling my story about me going through the miscarriage 2 times. I'm currently a mom to a 3-year-old little girl, and I wanted to share with you guys the things that I did after my second miscarriage to try to conceive again and give her a sibling. So what's really important is that you know that you're not alone, and I'm so sorry for your loss if you're watching this and have gone through the same. The reason I'm sharing this is because I know that for me, I never lost hope and trying to give my daughter another sibling and be a mom to 2 or 3 or however the future holds for me. But I wanted to share the things that I did because I know for sure that by the time I share this with you guys, it possibly could have worked. So let me get right into all the things that I did and the things that I took so that you guys can try it too. But please remember that I am not a medical professional. Some of the things that I took, you could definitely ask your OBGYN or your doctor if it's safe for you to take too. So let me get right into it. Okay, so the first thing that I recommend to do after loss and what I decided to do was to pick up healthier habits. By that I mean I decided to start eating healthier. I decided to create like a weight loss plan. I realized that coincidentally after both my losses that were around 3 years apart, I had kind of like fell off and gained weight, and I was just eating whatever, wasn't like looking to eat healthier. I was just eating whatever. And as much as like a lot of people do that, I just know personally for me, there always comes a point where I realize like, girl, you need to chill. Like you're eating too much. You gotta fall back from the donuts and the pizza. And it's so easy to do that, especially as a mom, you're so busy and stuff. But I realized that like with both losses, that was something that I was doing. So what I did with my daughter after I had her, I had joined Weight Watchers, and I really definitely do recommend Weight Watchers. It's personal choice. You don't have to do it. You can, you don't. But the reason I liked it is because it holds you accountable. They give you ideas on what to eat, and I like being able to track what I'm eating and the points, etc. So with my daughter, I wound up losing like 15-20 pounds on top of like nursing her after I gave birth to her. And with this loss, after this loss, I realized like the same thing had happened. I had gained a lot of weight, and I gained all that weight back, and I wasn't taking care of myself. So I decided, you know what, if I'm gonna try to conceive after this loss, I wanna like get in better shape, so that way if I do get pregnant, I don't end up blowing up and just being an unhealthy weight that can cause problems when you're in that like 3rd trimester. So I did the Weight Watchers again, and I didn't have time to go to the gym and stuff, but I was like walking around my neighborhood, and I started doing like YouTube videos like Grow with Joe and like yoga and things like that. I wound up losing like 10-15 pounds, which is great. So I definitely recommend you guys getting on a healthier track and just taking care of like yourself physically and mentally, because that definitely affects your whole like fertility process. So the second thing that I decided to do is I decided to take some supplements. There are a lot of supplements that women can take to help with fertility, but I definitely did my research and looked into like some of the best ones. So one of the things that I decided to take was this. Now this is called Pink Stork Fertility Gummies. I wind up getting these at Target, and what I like about them is that, you know, they're for reproductive health, they're healthy, they're natural, and I've taken this brand before when I had my daughter and I was nursing. I used to take like the milk production tea, and I really like this brand. I got this at Target, and I'll share the link below, but this has definitely had really good reviews on Target, as well as I think they possibly sell it on Amazon too, because Amazon has everything. But it's definitely something I recommend, and I know that will help like just get your body reproducing again and reloading again, what I like to say, because after loss your body is just going through it, and it has to like get back to how it was, and this definitely helps. So another thing that I decided to take is this. So I don't have the one for me. This is actually for my husband, and it's called Pre-Mama Fertility Support. This one is the him, but they also have for her, and what it is powdered pouches that you put into your drinks. This one is chocolate flavored for him, but the one for me was like no flavor, so I just put it in my water. And this one helps with fertility too. I actually didn't take them at the same time. This is a 28-day supply, but I started taking this one first and the Pink Stork second, and I really do think that it was like helping me just get my like period back on track for sure. After it has maca root extract, and vitamin E, and maca root extract is supposed to help with getting your whole like cycle and getting your egg producing better eggs. So I definitely recommend this, and I recommend you getting your husband or your partner involved in the whole fertility process as well, because I feel like as women we always think it's like, oh, we have to get back on track, but that's why I also got for him. What I also have him taking, and I'll insert it into the screen above, is I had him taking Men's Health Conceive vitamins as well, and I feel like he liked that better than for him because it was an actual vitamin. He didn't have to put it in a drink, but it's definitely something that I feel like actually helped him. I think it helps like boost the sperm and just make the sperm healthier. And as I mentioned in my video, my part 1, like we're older, we're in our mid to late 30s, and we're really trying to like boost that process. I'm trying to conceive, and these supplements I really do feel like has helped us a little. Another supplement I wanted to continue to take is prenatals. Now I never stopped taking prenatals, but I have switched them. So currently I am taking the 1-a-day prenatal supplements. I used to take the Garden of Life ones, and I like them, but I like these because they're recommended by doctors. It comes with like brain support, and then it also has these Core tablets that are supposed to be really good for your baby if you actually wind up getting pregnant. And I definitely recommend them. They're easy to take. They're pretty big actually, but they're easy to take, and they're not as expensive as other prenatals could be. So I definitely recommend taking like prenatals and supplements during this. And then lastly, or not lastly, I started taking vitamin D and calcium. This is the brand I use, but you can get any brand. But vitamin D really does help with fertility, and calcium, I feel like I'm always low on calcium, and when you get pregnant, like your child takes all the calcium from you, especially if you're a nursing mom. So I like that I had those joined together. And then lastly, the last supplement that I decided to take to try to help in conceiving is folic acid. Now my prenatal has the folic acid, but I wanted to take something extra to like boost that folic acid in it, because sometimes they do say that miscarriage could occur because there's not enough you're not getting enough folic acid. So those are the supplements that I took to help. Okay, the third thing that I started doing, and it kind of goes with the first with like being healthier, is I was drinking water non-stop. They say that like it's hard to your egg, in order for your egg to ovulate, you need to be really hydrated, and I realized that I like stink at drinking water. So I bought one of those really big water cups or water jugs or whatever, however you drink water is fine, but definitely getting the amount you need. So I was drinking like maybe like 8 cups a day. I don't even know how many ounces it is, but I just upped my water game so that way when it was time for ovulation, the egg could actually go through the cycle properly, and it would give me a better chance of getting pregnant too. Okay, so the fifth thing that I started to do to just help with the trying to conceive after loss was I decided that I was really gonna keep track of my ovulation. Now, usually when I didn't feel the urge to really like create a baby, I would just like, you just do it. That's what they say. They say, don't pay attention to when you're ovulating, just do it. But to me, as a mom to a toddler, like I just don't have the time to, be doing it all the time. And I don't want to miss out on that opportunity and that chance, because you only get, 1 week out of the month, like 2 days out of that week to really conceive. So I was on top of my ovulation. I first started doing an app. I believe I used the app Flow and then Glow. And here's the thing about those apps. Sometimes they don't work. Like I know for me, after my loss, my whole period cycle was a wreck. Like I went from having a 28-day cycle to a 31-day cycle to like 34-day cycle, because like I said, your body it technically went through pregnancy, and even though like it didn't happen and it was a loss, your body still went through it. So my whole cycle had changed, and it really did mess up me ovulating and me trying to conceive, which sucked. So using the apps was cool at first, and I actually went through that, but I want you guys to learn from my mistakes. And I counted too much on the app, and the app wound up like having me like not track my ovulation correctly, and I wind up like missing a few months where I could have conceived, and I missed out on that chance because I wasn't really ovulating when I thought I did. I was ovulating like a week later than when my app was telling me. So what I do recommend is you guys using ovulation tests. Now they're a pain in the butt, I'm not gonna lie, because you kind of have to take it a lot. This is the one brand that I got from Target. It's like a all natural brand. I really liked it. It comes with like a little cup for you to pee in, but I'm not gonna lie, after this I wound up getting the Amazon brand, like just like some regular generic brand, and that was fine too. It came with a whole bunch. That worked as well. But what I like about the Ovulation with this kit is that it comes with like these trackers, and as you can see, I was able to put like all my ovulation sticks here, write down the day, the time that you take it. It's like a whole freaking process, but I liked it because it actually helped me see when I was ovulating and when I wasn't. So if you're really like serious about like this whole process, I definitely recommend you guys using kits instead of apps because they're definitely more efficient. Okay, so the sixth thing that I did to try to conceive after loss is I decided that I was going to, like I just said, take it more seriously by using ovulation stick, but I also was going to make sure that I tracked my period, and when I did, I made sure that I knew when my period was, I knew when my ovulation was. So when I knew my ovulation was coming up, I was making sure that I was having sex a day or two before. They say that you're supposed to do it like every 2 days. That's why it's so important to know like when your ovulation is going to come. I know for me, I know now that it comes like every 25 days. But everybody's different. Everybody's like, you know, body's different. So I definitely recommend you doing that. And just like mentally knowing, okay, I want to do it like 2 days before I'm going to ovulate. I want to do it the day I'm going to ovulate, and I want to do it like a day or two after I ovulate. I personally don't like doing it like every single day for a whole week. I feel like that puts like a lot of pressure on you and a lot of pressure on like your partner. Like I feel like they, as much as men love having sex, like when it becomes a task and a chore, it's just like not as like romantic and not as fun. It just ends up starting to be like too much, and it could take a toll on your relationship when you're doing that too. So I learned that as many times. Like I did try the whole, like they say, do it all week thing. That didn't work for us. I decided that I knew I was going to do it like 2-3 days before, because the sperm lives in your body for like a few days, and I was going to do it day of and the day after. So that really like worked for me when we were trying to conceive my daughter who was born. So I'm really hoping that it can work for us now, and I definitely recommend you guys paying attention to that and trying that. Okay, so the seventh thing that I did to try to conceive after loss was I decided to change up like what I use during sex. So one thing that doctors recommend is not using lubricants that are like KY jelly, or I don't even know the brands out there, but using regular lubricants. So what I did was I bought this lubricant called Pre-Seed, and this is actually supposed to help the sperm, because other lubricants actually like mess up the sperm. It helps the sperm quality. So it has like an injection thing, you put it in you. We didn't really do that. You could also use this on like your partner or whatever, but it definitely helps, because after having a kid, I definitely feel like I need TMI lubricant. And this one was really good, and I'm so happy I got it. And it's something that, like, you know, we could use the whole time when we're trying to conceive. Maybe not after, but I definitely recommend you guys trying that. If you're a couple that uses lubricant, I definitely think that you should try this. Okay, and the eighth thing that I did to try to conceive after loss is I was really trying to up my chances of getting pregnant. I actually found this tip off another video, and I wish I could remember what YouTuber it was so I could give her credit, but I really can't because I watched it a while ago. And she said that when her husband was done and he was going to, you know, ejaculate inside of her, instead of just letting him do it and that was done, she used one of those like period cups. So me personally, I never used like a period cup before. I usually use like a pad or a tampon or whatever, but I decided to get that because, like I said, I was trying to up my chances, and this is what I got. So it comes in a little bag. I'll share the brand because I don't have the brand in front of me, but there's like so many online. So it looks like this. You put it inside you. So what I was doing is I was putting it inside me before having sex or whatever. It's kind of like a Diva cup. I think that's like one of the brands, but it's not the Diva cup brand. This one was like a cheaper one I got off of Amazon. And you put it inside right before you know you're going to conceive. I would have my husband help me. And what I would do is after he was done, I would leave it in there. They say not to leave it in there for too long, but I left it in there like for a few hours. One time I left it overnight and I regretted that one, but a few hours, it depends when you're actually having sex and trying to conceive. If it's at nighttime, I left it overnight. If you're doing it during the day, leave it for like however much recommended that you can leave it, because it is for your period, but instead it was catching the sperm and leaving the sperm inside of me for longer, so it wasn't immediately dripping out. And I found it to be like really helpful, and it's something that I definitely recommend you can try. I'm not gonna lie, it was hard to take out because I've never used one. There's different sizes, and if you're already a mom, I recommend the bigger size. If you're not a mother yet, the smaller size works, I've heard. I get the small size, so it was hard to take out, but it's fine. I had my husband help me, and when I took it out, like all the, you know, all the sperm is still in there. So I definitely recommend you trying that as an option when trying to conceive after loss, because it could definitely up your chances. And hey, I'm willing to try anything when it comes to having another baby. Okay, so lastly, what I recommend when trying to conceive after loss is like, honestly, just like taking care of yourself. Remembering that as much as like you want to have another baby, your mental health is most important, and you can try all these things, but know that it does take time and everybody's different and you can't compare yourself to the next. And what I noticed that after loss of like, you start realizing and seeing like more people becoming pregnant and, you know, announcements and seeing people in the street, and it kind of like puts that like sadness in you, but also that pressure in you to want it even more. But just remember, you're on your own journey as well as everyone else's, and your time will come. Doing these things will definitely help, like I said, enhance the chances and like make things happen faster for you, and also get your body regulated. That is a term I've been looking to say all day. Like your body needs to regulate all over again, but give your body time, but also give your mental health time, because once you do get pregnant, as amazing as it is, if you have been pregnant before, you know that it takes a lot on you mentally, and if you haven't, you should know that it does take a lot on you mentally. So you want to make sure you're in a good space for when you actually do end up getting pregnant, because your baby does feel all your emotions and you want to make sure that you're in a positive place. So just know that even though you are doing all these things, keep a positive mindset and a positive, open-minded heart, and know that it could take anywhere from a month to a few months, but just know however long it takes, it will be worth it in the end. So okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope I gave you some tips and some ideas for you guys to try to conceive after loss. This gives you the hope and the motivation that I wanted to give you, and the reason why I made this video. So if you guys did like this video, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. I'll be sharing more of my motherhood journey, and I'll talk to you soon.